about that in a bit, but I want to welcome in and thank Kelly Simonetti, and this is Henny Penny. First off, where are we? Now, your mailing address is Newton, but technically, where are we?
We're in Frelinghuysen Township, and that's in Warren County.
We're all over the place.
We're in the middle of nowhere out here. So when people come visit us, we tell them to use 52 County Road 661 in Newton.
Now, can you put Henny Penny on this side so we can, yeah. Now, what is the difference between animal rescue and animal rehabilitation?
Well, we do rehabilitation, and rehabilitation means we're licensed by the state of New Jersey, and we care for all wildlife. So we're licensed for mice to bears.
So, parents out there, I know we have the big CBS Dream Team coming up.
Sorry.
And Hope in the Wild, one of our great shows, that's the same thing they do. They rehabilitate. The public rescues, reaches out to you, and then you bring them back to health, right?
We do. Yes. So public will find an animal, call us, we make appointments, they come in here, and then we take them through their process. If it's a baby, we bring them all the way to pre-release and release them. If it's an injured, or if it's injured, then we'll take it in, and our vets will help us rehabilitate it and bring it out so we can get it released.
So, Cindy, we're going to talk animal stories all morning long. Everybody in the pandemic went out and got a chicken, and then they didn't take care of the chickens. But then in our next half hour, we're going to talk about pink hay bales of
hope
and what that means for the community and for breast cancer awareness, research, and help. Right now, though, Henny Penny, Kelly, and a couple of redheads will say bye-bye and send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you.
So again, the sun is coming up here at the Antler Ridge Wildlife Sanctuary as we get the tents in place. Come on in here, Kelly. So, Kelly, first off, why am I wearing a pink tutu?
It's so funny.
So tomorrow, again, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is Pink Hay Bales of Hope. We are raising money for the
Tutu Foundation and Antler Ridge Wildlife Sanctuary.
What is the Tutu Foundation?
That was started by friends of ours whose wife had breast cancer, and Bob Carey and his wife Linda then started the Tutu Foundation and started raising money for breast cancer awareness.
And this does look good on me. What is the fundraiser? Who's it named after?
It's after our dear friend named Sue Shear. Sue came to us as a volunteer almost 15 years ago, and she came as a breast cancer survivor, and we lost her about 5 years ago.
I gotta tell you, I watched some of the video last night. Sue was here. When she could work with the animals, she would. When she couldn't, due to her chemo treatment and her other treatments, she would just volunteer. She made a real impact on this whole property, didn't she?
She did. She was a powerhouse of a woman. She never took the word no. If you said no, she'd say, step aside, I'm going to do it. She helped me start this fundraiser event and we just started bringing it to the community, and everybody started participating, and it's just been a wonderful event for all these years.
I love it. I love it because it's so timely, and it helps this great organization. Here's the deal. You sponsor a pink, hay bale, and the tables you see behind us, again, these are all going to be filled with auction items. So there's going to be an auction element, there's the pink hay bale element, and then again, and encouraging folks to just make donations. What time's it get underway tomorrow?
Starts tomorrow at 11, rain or shine, and we'll go until 4 o'clock. And we have a big turkey tray. We have over 100 baskets for turkey tray that have been donated, and all the proceeds come to the sanctuary. And then we donate some of the money to the Tutu Foundation to provide grants for women who need help in our community that are going through cancer.
I love it. So we're going to talk more about what they do with that money here at the sanctuary, and we'll try to get Vince into a tutu. But right now, we'll go get another sweater and send things back to you in the studio. So we're back here live, and we're going to go into the critical care unit here, and Vince has got the fancy footwork to do. Kelly is in here again, and you call this the critical care. You are rehabilitating this wildlife. So what's going on here?
So these are some squirrels that we had. They came in as little tiny pinky squirrels, and they have been rehabilitated, and they're getting transitioned to going to outside cages, and then they can go outside and be released.
You don't want them to get too used to human interaction, though, do you?
No, I was doing this for you.
Yeah.
But normally they have towels covering them. We feed them. They get natural foods like the acorns and the hazelnuts that are outside right now.
Well,
and then we move them along.
Well, let's take a while as we move along. And again, your website, the great thing about your website is you different kinds of wildlife. It's a different phone number to call, right?
It is. The sanctuary number and all the information about the sanctuary number is listed on the website. We care for everything between mice and bears. We don't necessarily do birds, and we don't do reptiles.
Now, Vince is going to span around here, and this is Helen. Helen is a licensed
wildlife rehabilitator. So to do wildlife rehabilitation, you have to have a license from the state of New Jersey. Helen's been with us for going on 7 years. She recently got her wildlife license, and that enables her to care for these animals independent of me or Antler Ridge Wildlife Sanctuary, but she chooses to work with us here.
And Helen's a volunteer too?
Helen's a volunteer.
How many volunteers do you have?
We have about 60 on our roster.
Wow. I was here last night, and I met a guy named Paul. He shows up every Friday night. Let's go and talk cats. Every Friday night, they all have shifts. All these, and by the way, when Vince and I got here around 5, you were already up. I mean,
we start at the crack of dawn. Our animals are up. We have to kind of follow their routine as far as nature goes, and making sure that we keep them more wild. So we don't want to be on our time. We want to be on their time.
And again, this is kind of a sad story. There was a woman. She had over 100 cats, most of them feral. So what are you doing? How are you helping to rehabilitate these cats?
So we're becoming a holding station for these cats. It was a tragic situation. The cats had to get out of there right away. It overloaded a lot of the veterinarians in the community. So we're just a holding area for them until they can go get spay-neutered, and then they'll get to their permanent homes.
I gotta tell you, it's a real education, and people can come and visit. If I'm feeling a little hoarse, there's a reason why. We're actually going to keep horsing around and learn more about this amazing facility. But right now, we'll send things right back to you in the studios. Tomorrow is the Pink Hay Bales of Hope right here at the Antler Ridge Sanctuary. What time does it start?
11 to 4, rain or shine, under the big tent. Lots of tricky trays, tours for the sanctuary, education programs for the kids.
Your website is?
www.antler-ridge.com. And you can also see us on Facebook.
Come on in here, Vince. I just want to show you again. This is, I mean, the reality is here that you rehabilitate animals that come to you. I know you've got some animals in here that have deformities that you've taken on. You've got all these farm animals. There's all this education that you're doing too, right?
Yes, we try to teach people if they do want to keep a farm animal as a pet, what the rules are, how you should treat them, what their veterinary requirements are. And our job here is people will bring us some of these animals through hardship situations, and then we'll give them permanent homes here once we rehabilitate them.
Where was the little guy? Is this the guy here that's got the...
That's Helen?
Yeah.
She's a baby doll sheep, and she was born cleft palate, no eyes.
So she's blind. You have another blind raccoon, and the great thing they have is they have this little corridor. The kids have to be accompanied when they go back there, because these are wild animals, and people need to remember they're wild animals, right?
Correct. And wild is wild, and that's why all the wild animals get released here from Antler Ridge, and then the farm animals become permanent residents as pets, really diplomats for education.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been, like, I'm afraid to shake your hand. We've been wallowing around in who knows what.
With the amount that we have, it's all protected.
And, Mom and Dad, if you're watching right now, we got a great show coming up on CBS, Hope in the Wild, where they do the same kind of thing. So, thanks, Cindy. It's been a ball. We'll giddy up and send it back to you right now.